Hello, welcome to the stream. It's only been a few days since, we did actually stream a little bit last week, but this, the only stream we're gonna have this week. Because Christmas is soon, it's a sociable time of year. I think I've done less than 10 streams during December. Been going well for us. Might even be a trend going forward, we'll see. Like a little flake of skin, I think, on my cheek, and I can see it, but I cannot get it. Gonna annoy me. Probably because I rubbed my eye right before. Oh well. But yeah, today, the goal, get Francie to 54. Hopefully with no troubles. So we can lock her in. Probably the final character that's being leveled this year. Not sure how much I'll stream next week, so don't want to commit to anything. But we do have quite a few quests to hand in immediately, which is nice. We are making Marrow. Keep making it. Got 11 of 20. Last Friday I kind of just got finished with a quest and then I was like, yeah, I'm logging out. Because it took so long. So we need 125,000 experience. Which shouldn't take as long as it seems because of all the quests we have to handle.
Can I assist you?
Let's fly on back here. Still got to get the blood petals, scales, dinosaur bones from the easy quest to do. So that's probably where we'll start. Not going to worry about Uchar and stuff just yet. And then I guess I might end up in Fellwood. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I might just end up grinding to 54, honestly. Get our warrior in a good position before we start questing. Because there are some quests in Burning Steps, but we're a warrior. I don't want to have to do things that are scary. Because I still have Whirlwind Axe. If I could find a nice Kang the Decapitator. Free to do anything, honestly. Little flake of skin. Wherever it is. Wherever it might be. Get out of my peripheral vision. It's so annoying when you have like something that you can see, but it's just like it won't go away. Help. Also went for a little walk over the weekend because in my town of residence, our big old nice Christmas tree got taken away because some idiot decided it would be fun to light it on fire. So now we got a new one and it's shit. So I wanted to go see it.
You have a great day now. Be seeing you. Very good. Very well then.
It's shit. I've never actually done any of these crystal things. There's a little buff that you get, but I have never once done them. I'm not going to start now. So, that's not happening. Yeah, I walked down to the bay and saw that, and I was like, pretty rubbish. Did 07 to the old tree, you know. Takes a real unstable person to rob joy from children. Right?
Yeah, what do you want? Be careful out there.
Yeah, new shoes.
Keep it real.
Don't have my mithril spurs. I mean, I go put them on, I just gotta go to Naris. But I feel like I might as well finish the quest that we got first. Because we got potions running. So even though it's not Friday, I am going to check the mail of the other characters after I'm done with Francie. Because, you know, it's not going to be streaming anymore this week, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be streaming next after this week, so I think it's a good idea to just get it done. Let's kill some flowers, some dinosaurs, and whatever else comes across us. Hopefully not T-Rex. Also played a little bit of Warhammer online this weekend. Got to, I'm level 28, I'm almost 29. I would have hit 29, but for whatever reason when I was playing last night, the server just died. But it didn't fully die, there were still people online. It's just the zone that I was in, PvPing, died. I guess there were too many people. Like, we had a good 250 people on order and about the same on destruction because we were getting our ass beat, so yeah, I probably would have leveled, but it's okay. Happens, right? Sometimes when you're playing an online game, it just stops working. Hopefully not this one, because that would be disastrous. But it can happen. To be fair, we haven't had much server issues on WoW. I know there has been some because I've read it. Most days when haven't been online, there's been server issues, and I'm thankful for that. Like, good. I wasn't there. No need to worry about it. But we haven't really had to deal with any since, like, probably level 30-ish. Did get a level from that, nice. Not sure what level Rich Thorium is, but I want to be able to mine it if I see it. So any extra levels we can get from Mithril. Great. But yeah, I was actually having pretty good PvP in that game this weekend. There's a new event on for Christmas and people playing. It's like, yeah, it's popping off. Even as a Deej game. I also don't have many quail. Maybe I should have gone to town to buy things. Yeah, it's okay. Any arrows? We got 94. Not a whole lot, but about half of what we started with. Well, we got bandages, and you know, gonna have to use them so we can make our runecloth bandages. Even if Francie doesn't end up needing this runecloth, I am gonna keep it on her because we're not 100% sure how we'll be playing the characters after this league, right? Francie could be the first up. She might need bandages. But it's kind of funny, even though I didn't really try for it, because I haven't really played that much in the last few weeks. We've had pretty much full rested experience on the warrior. There's only really been a few days where I consecutively played World of Warcraft in the last, I don't know, 3 weeks, I feel. Been quite some time. We like had a consistent streaming week. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna get any better because I am at that point where I'm like, time to do other things. About damn time. I always tell my friends the only reason I streamed for as long as I did was because on my not my very first stream, but one of the very first streams, someone's just fucking blasting their horn. Probably the people over the road. For whatever reason, when one of them gets picked up, whoever picks them up is just the biggest asshole on the horn. They do seem like a very inconsiderate family to other people though, in general, so I'm not surprised. Like, always noisy. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So one of the very first times I streamed, some person came in here, and the first message he wrote in chat was, "Give up." And I always tell my friends, that's the reason I haven't stopped streaming. Because that guy would then win. But it's been a long time. I have not seen that guy back here, you know? He just popped in one time. But it's been a very long time since that. That was, I think, just after Nighthold came out. That's a lot of years ago. Now, obviously, I wasn't always consistent over the years. I've had a few years off here and there. We haven't really grown that much because of that. Yeah, I wouldn't even say I've had a consistent year of streams. Last year was probably one of the most consistent because I was just playing a bunch of games that I hadn't played. So it was always exciting to wake up and be like, oh, stream Mass Effect today, you're gonna stream Ori today, you know. When you're just playing World of Warcraft, it can get a bit, you know. Which is probably why, as much as I wanted to do a hardcore TBC, I don't think I'm going to. Not because I'm worried about it being difficult. I think it will be much easier to level. Once you get to Outlands, sure, there'll be a little difficulty spike. There are certain elite quests in Outlands that I can remember being painful. But I think overall it will be easier than vanilla. Not sure why people are worried about it being hard. Just say with pre-nerf raids, or post-nerf raids, yes. Pre-nerf raids would be the fun thing. Post-nerf raids, though, they're going to be easier than the heroics. Like, getting the tune for the raids is going to be harder than the raids. As long as you're in a group that knows what they're doing somewhat, should be fine. Take it from me, someone who did raid when TBC first came out, and the raids weren't that bad in difficulty then. No, were the hardest part of, you know. Meg's Lair came out when it first came out. It's like the hardest difficulty it will ever be. But for whatever reason, Blizzard's like, yeah, we're gonna make it post-nerf. I sit there and think, that is zero fun. But also, I just don't want to dedicate 2 more years of life to World of Warcraft. Which I think is fair after 20. Now, it hasn't always been consistent. I stopped playing WoW for about, I think it was near on 5 years that I stopped playing WoW after BFA. Or, like, during BFA. Only lasted a few months there. The second raid wasn't even out. I do need these fellas, but there is a devil saw that paints through here, so, you know, just a bit cautious. We also need dinosaur bones. So yeah, anyone who was excited about a TBC hardcore, I feel like I was one of the first people talking about TBC hardcore, honestly. I'm not going to say I was the pioneer of TBC hardcore, but I was talking about it before any other streamer, as far as I know. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm sure the community will do it. And then it happened. I'm not big enough to assume I'm the pioneer of it though, because, yeah. I would be surprised if any, like, big content creators come through here and they're like, TBC hardcore sounds good. I'll take that idea. I think collectively, you know, my brain was just like, yep, TBC hardcore, it's gonna happen. Then it went into the subconscious of everyone else's brain. Now everyone wants to play TBC hardcore. That's how it works, right? We're all connected. Or something. I don't know. I don't know how the universe works. Mystery. That's why I like chemistry. But yes, I'm sure people were excited to watch me play through. But there comes a point in every man's life where he needs to stop playing World of Warcraft. And I think that point is about now. That Grom's blood though. Like the new coming into manhood, you know. Needs to stop playing World of Warcraft to be a man. Because this is something that generally happened throughout a lot of my life, you know. I didn't prioritize school that much over WoW back in the day. But now every time something else comes around that I really want to put my all into, I drop World of Warcraft. Because I know I have to. If I don't, I'm not gonna be as productive. Even though I don't play as much as I used to. I remember what I lost out on, you know, 20 years ago. I'm like, alright. We don't want that issue to be part of any failings going forward, so stop. Which I think is a good idea. Anytime you're trying to do something with your life to make it much better, just stop playing World of Warcraft or any other video game that, you know, can easily take up thousands of hours of your time. Good to have them around as like a de-stressor when needed. But there's other video games. I was hoping to find some more thorium for log off frenzy, but I don't know. One more dinosaur bone. So another fella over there killing blood petals. Annoying. I want to. Fellow warrior. I like how I missed with the mortal strikes, but then crit every auto attack. I guess it made up for it. I don't need any more dinosaurs. Just need blood peel. You know, because they'd have warriors here, it might be a bit harder. I'm thinking we finish all these quests. We hand in, see how much experience we have left. Maybe I just grind like beasts. Like the experience they were given is pretty good. Another mirror. 12. Do want 20. Take the soil. I also need some Iridex scales, so we're gonna kill some. Any devil sword? Nope. There is a thorium though. It's pretty cool, because I want it. I think I need like 4 more thorium to get my first Imperial plate recipe. It's not happening quick. It's taken some time to get, but you know, we're getting there slowly. Go up here, try to get our scale. But yeah, the reason I'm thinking about grinding for the experience we're probably gonna need after all these quests is because we're a warrior, you know? A warrior with whirlwind axe, please. I think these guys actually what I was worried about. Just lash. But because we got the rest of the experience, grinding shouldn't be that bad anyway. And we have completed a lot of Unguro Crater, so I wouldn't even be ashamed of having to grind a little bit. There was one point during this League of Fantasy where I was like, will I even go to Unguro Crater? But I decided it would be more fun to go to Unguro Crater than just grind 5 levels. Give me the damn scale. Nice. That's the kind of damage we like to see from Whirlwind Axe. Not its old glory days, you know. Whirlwind Axe is basically like an old person. It's like back in my day, I was doing massive damage. Not as good anymore, but it's still got it sometimes. Unk, as they call it, would still have it. You know? Nice. That is done. Now we just need the 8 more blood petals. Wow. We're just over 100,000 from leveling. Surprised they'd even let me shoot. He walked out of range, like immediately. Hopefully though, the next time we're playing this character, we have a different weapon equipped. Like, it's fine if we want to take our time and get 60, you know, but I wouldn't mind killing a little bit faster. Doing more than 90 DPS on average. Yeah, well, average DPS is 97. Which is, I don't know if it's our lowest. Like, we've got Balmer coming up. She might do, you know, less DPS in Francie. But that's because Balmer's RNG based. Her DPS isn't even down to me, it's down to the video game. Devil Saw gonna give me a jump scare? No? Good. My heart won't have an attack. Heart will go on. Hopefully these 8 blood petals don't take all day. But if they do, well, we are grinding experience. But it's not like it would be the worst thing ever. Just prefer it not. Parry. Parry mortal strike shouldn't be allowed to happen. There's a problem with these, though. They do so much damage. Kinda like you gotta eat after everyone. And I don't have the food. And I can't bandage after everyone because I'm poisoned. They're not the easiest mobs in the world. In fact, they're probably one of the scariest mobs in the world. Especially because they're neutral mobs, you wouldn't expect it. Honestly though, some neutral mobs in World of Warcraft just kick your fucking ass for no reason. More. I was once one of my close friends that I played vanilla WoW with, that I still talk to from time to time. Don't know if we're like close friends now. You know, we were. I was once doing quests with her, and I said I need 6 more. You know, the number 6. But it sounds, because of my New Zealand accent, it sounds like 6. And she's like, you need 6 more? Sounds like a personal problem. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but that's not what I said. But we were both teenagers, so it was kind of funny. Just one of those conversations that you sort of remember throughout your life, and it's like, that was silly. Five more. No one can mistake that. 5 is 5. Who's? Go. There's more there, but we'll go check these ones. Kind of sucks that there's 2 Vorium veins in the cave, because I don't want to go in the cave. Even though it looks like maybe someone else went. But that looks like someone also escorted the dude out of the cave, so we'll leave it. Doesn't seem to be any up here. Did reply to my grandma. She sent me a text yesterday. It was not something super important. We spent some money on her for Christmas. Like, it was very expensive. And it's like, fine. She doesn't like when people spend money on her, but then she'll like buy expensive steak for, you know, people when we're out for dinner or lunch. One of those kind of ladies, you know, doesn't like people fussing over her and stuff like that. She's in her 80s, so I think it's okay. She doesn't have a lot of money to, like, you know, shop for Christmas, stuff like that now. Because her pension hardly keeps her afloat with rent prices that she has to pay. She almost pays as much for her house like as much as my house is. It's about $20 difference. And I have much more space. So, yeah, it's a bit fucked. Her house is basically just like a small 2-room studio, pretty much. It's got a kitchen, a living room, 2 bedrooms, but it's just looks like a box. And it's almost expensive. This house that has 3.5 bedrooms on a good day. Say 3.5 because there's one very small office room that I could use as an office at some point, but it could also be a bedroom. You know, there was a child in there or something. Like, it would be a good family house. Got a good sized yard, 2 garages. My grandma doesn't even have a garage, just got like a carport. Honestly, this house for like 500 is a really good deal. And it all came because landlord at the last house was an asshole. So, wow, good things do come out of shit. Alright, so we know Mr. Ironhide is around here somewhere. Hard to tell where. The Ironhide. At least he's not Mr. Tyrant. Tyrant, the worst one. It's the fear. We don't want to be fighting any of them on the warrior. I remember on that last day of Ugra I wanted to fight a Devil Soul, but I didn't see one. The Mafia was out. Killing them all. Four more of those. Eating all this other foods. Have 1 quail there. But yeah, housing prices are expensive. But even more so when you're like an old person who had a lot of stuff but had to sell it off because of children wanting her to. And when you listen to your children sometimes, and sometimes they make mistakes for you. Pretty much what happened with her. If I was still in New Zealand when my grandma sold her house, I would have been like, do not sell your house. Like, because right now I feel like that house would be worth like 2 million. That's how much yard and house it had on it. He probably sold it for pennies. Because one of her sons was like, yeah, we'll look after you if you come up here and sell your house. But he regrets it. But what's done is done, right? Romero Green. 13 out of 20. I would like to get both of the quick. Yo, Mr. Ironhide, you around? Yeah, at least in 100,000 away from leveling. I should also sharpen my weapon. It would help. It's the hardest thing to remember. Put a sharpened stone on your weapon. Like, you'd think it would be like poisons, you know? But those... like, you notice them because when poisons aren't proccing, you're like, oh shit, my poisons aren't up. But when it's a sharpening stone, it's just like I do extra damage. You don't really notice 6 extra damage, I'm gonna be honest. Hello, Jeff mate. How you doing? Almost Christmas. Got you off the anime XDD. Not bad. Pretty good last few weeks. Obviously had a lot of social things going on. Haven't really streamed too much. It's been nice. Going outside and all that. Living life. Crazy. I put a sharpening stone on and I do leasting. I actually saw the new raid tier in Final Fantasy and I'm like, why does it always look better? Like the raid fights and everything always look better when I'm not playing. Like it's trying to get you back, you know? It's like, Gonna have to poke. Ends if we keep warrioring. Look, there's Mr. Ironhide. Don't need a potion. Was getting crazy. Yeah, I saw that they added a goth mummy vampire. I'm like, people are gonna love that. Doesn't matter. You don't need to the rest of the fights. Just have 4 of her and it's all good. Give the gooners what they want. Where's Mr. Ironhide? Probably, hopefully he went up that way and not. The music was also pretty cool in the fight, so. I'll look forward to watching the Savage Race for the 5 hours that it'll probably be on. To be fair, I can't really watch the Savage Race as much when I'm in New Zealand because it starts at like 10 PM or something. Maybe 11 PM even, of daylight savings. It's not like when I was in Australia and I was like, alright, it's 6 PM, time to watch this all. The last time I was raiding in Final Fantasy though, I was watching people do like hockey toss. That was the final tier of Endwalker. And I got so good at that fight, like seeing where the dodges are just by watching people, that when I first went in there and did it myself, I was like the master of dodge, and everyone else was getting damage downs and shit, and I'm just like, you guys suck. It's like, just dodge the things, guys. Yep, hockey toss. Tosser of cock. Might be a potion angle. See? Final tier of Endwalker was pretty good. Glad that was kind of like the last one that I did. There were actually bosses that you had to move around as a tank. It was nice, you know? Because a lot of Endwalker had static bosses. And I hate that as a tank. I like having to move around. It gives you an extra element of like skill. And even the boss that was static was like the tank fight. Endemonium. That was one of my favorite fights I've ever done as a tank in Final Fantasy. The guy killing blood people. Another row. Yeah, TNS was great. It was also the fight that I lost the 99 on because my healer decided to stop healing me at one point and I just died to like damage over time very slowly. So my ult has a better pass on PTNS than my main. Because the one time I was good damage on my main is that time. Healers. I honestly could have probably got nearly rank 1 on that kill if I hadn't have died there. I think I was doing too good and they just decided, you know, they didn't want my ego to be too good. They're like, no, he's getting too many crits. Double Down's crit like 7 times, that's too much. The Iron Hide. Very even. But it was a pretty stressful fight as a healer anyway, so I'll give them a little bit of leeway. I lose my big damage pass, but we killed the fight. Make another free marrow grain, hopefully. We do a flip. Nice. We did a flip, we got a blood pedal. Good. That's how it should be. We got 1 marrow grain. So that's 14 out of 20. Going pretty good. Alright, time to go hand in these quests. That's a nice clean map, isn't it? Like, obviously there's stuff to do in the middle. Got like 3 quests left, but it is nice when you finish up Ungaro Crater and you just look at the map and it's like that. We also didn't go into the bug cave, but because I'm a warrior with Whirlwind Axe, give me some leeway. I have said many a time, Francie is the most important character I have in this journey now. I'm not sure we're going to find enough thorium to make some Imperial plate braces for Bauman. Because I still need 3 for the pattern. Like, we could run around and try to find it, I just don't really want to. Because even if we find enough, it's only going to be 1 item anyway. Alright, let's see how much experience we'll have to go after we hand in everything. We might fly around and hand in things as well. That shield better than mine. Yeah, I guess it is. That one?
Hey there.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to want to run the ultimate, you kind of need to camp, don't you?
Safe travels. See you later. See you around.
Oh yeah, now we've got to go see Grigan, which I think I already did the other quest of. I forgot.
What's up?
I forgot that there was that one.
Glad I could help. Hurry back. Yo.
Hurry back. Sell all this rubbish. Delete those. If we need more Briarthorn, we'll just...
For real.
Alright. Guess we'll head to Paralis. 2 quests to hand in there.
Talk to me. Hurry back.
Now, unless we get more marrow grain, we're not really going to fly up to Darnassus, but possibility. I don't really think I'll quest in Bowerwood just yet, but handing in this 5,000 experience does seem pretty nice. So, there you go there. And we're going to quest to hand in Ironforge for near 7k experience. And then I think we're just going to grind the rest of the way on like the Tar Lurkers and Tar Lords and stuff. I saw that they also added a new train fight to Final Fantasy. They do love their trains. But I think it's pretty cool, like how it throws the arena at you. That's pretty sick. I like when parts of the map are used as a part of the mechanics. Like, throw the map at me, that's sick. Silphus. Nothing good ever came out of Silphus. I can wait until I'm there. We do need to go to the bank so I can equip some mithril spurs to these new boots. Sadly, we're going to be changing out of our green boots that actually match our gear to some red boots, but I guess they match my gloves. Here and there. It's been so long because I haven't been streaming too much over the last month. It's been so long since we started this league on Francie. I was in Feralis sometime during this league questing. But it feels like years ago. I don't know if I need to keep this. I guess we'll keep it until we hand in the next quest and throw it away. I don't really want to go down to 1 HP anymore. Free Grom's Blood from that too, that's pretty good. Free Grom's Blood is another Elixir of Giants. So I'll take that. Got an email from Battle.net because I had to resub to WoW today. It's the worst thing. I'm only going to be streaming this one day this week. But my WoW sub had run out. So I had to resub just to play today. And I'm not going to be streaming for the next week. Now, I don't even know if I'll be streaming next week. I'm not sure what's going to be happening. Obviously, Christmas, New Year. Yada yada, social stuff. So I basically paid. Now, I did pay with my Battle.net currency, so it's not real money. I basically paid $56 for 60 days of game time. And I'm not even going to use it for the next 2 weeks.
Here
Glad it's not real money.
Farewell.
Right, now we go see this fella over there. The boat is there, but I don't know if we're gonna make it. Probably. Boat's gonna destroy me on the way there, but yeah. Rather just start swimming than try to make the boat. So if it starts leaving right when I get there, it'd be annoying. Be running onto the dock about now. Now maybe running towards the boat. I probably would have made it. But it's okay. Not that much difference. We'll get there maybe 30 seconds before us. Not like a 5-minute boat ride or maybe a minute before. Faster than it. 1 hour into the stream, 1 yawn. Classic. So we'll definitely be within... we might even... I'm not sure if we'll be within 50k. We'll be between 60 and 50k experience from leveling. That's not too bad. We just grind that out. Tarbies down in Ungro Crater. That'd be pretty good. Also, I'm thinking after I finish France, I'm gonna log into Lena so I can get a screenshot. Because I didn't actually take a screenshot of her when I was playing. I have not made that video yet still. It's been in production for 3 weeks. We'll get there when we get there. Been too much on my plate in life right now. Nice, free Marrow-Green, let's go. We get 3 more, we do have to go down Esses. Hopefully we get it because we are going to fly up there anyway. In fact, I think I might, rather than have to run back, I might just hurf, go to Ironforge. Get that 7k experience and a free inventory slot. And we take the boat. That'd probably work out best. It was a lovely, beautiful day when I woke up this morning. The sun was out, not a cloud in the sky. I'm hoping it keeps staying that way. I'd like to go for a walk this afternoon. I wanted to go for one yesterday, but clouds were threatening. And I went for a walk on Saturday, I think, maybe Sunday. I can't remember what day. But I went for a walk, right? And there was not a cloud in the sky above me, and it started to rain. I'm just like, what the? There's sunny blue sky. There's no clouds. Where's the rain coming from? It was just like maybe one speck of a cloud just had some rain in it. It rained for like 10 seconds, just randomly. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well met. Be good.
Yeah, the glitch in the Matrix. Easy.
Safe.
Speaking of glitch in the Matrix, I saw a cloud yesterday that was just a straight line, and it looked like, you know, some texture error that had to be patched. I just looked up in the sky and it was just like a straight line in the clouds. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Patch that right now before someone sees it.
What can I do for you? Farewell.
Whenever I see things that look like they're a glitch, I always just like send in a ticket, you know. I say it out loud. Guys, there's something wrong over there. So if we are actually living in a simulation, I'm being a bit too self-aware, I think, you know, and I'm making these calls. They're probably like getting sus of me. But he knows something. He's not sure what, but he knows something. But I do always like finding glitches in the Matrix. It's always fun, isn't it? We'll get new food. Don't really have anything to put there unless we make our rune cloth bandages, but there's no point. I might just put the rune cloth there. It works. Go hand in the slime. But it was quite strange being rained on by literal nothing. Someone in trade chat just said, let it be known, 6-7 is not funny. Now everyone keeps saying 6-7, so
Daylight's burning. Off and away.
I feel like that was his intention. These are pretty good, but they're male. They are pretty good.
Right.
Do I want to weed them? Question. Like, that's a lot of agility. We would gain 0.7 crit at the cost of 50 HP. I think it's kind of worth it. You know, we're gonna get 10 HP back. That's low crit. Whenever you got a item that has 3 stats on it in vanilla WoW, you're like, I want that. Especially when there's like 2 damage and stats. Strength and crit, or strength and agility rather. Which is crit. Doesn't give us any attack power as a warrior. Go get some roasted quail.
I've the finest wares in
What
the
can I
land.
do for you?
Roasted quail though. Like, I've got the finest wares in the land. Yeah, but there's no quail in there, is there?
See you soon.
Alright, I gotta get the things out of the mailbox because they are about to time out no matter what. I need them out. And this is like the last day we're gonna be on Francie for now anyway, so.
Talk to me.
Do I have enough stone to make a thing? That there, that. Place all those. Not yet time to put them on my hotbar though. Still got some usage out of these, I feel. We do now have some room cloth bandages. We can put them there. Need a mithril spur for my boots. The 2 extra agility potions. Fine. 1 more stack. Those. Mongoose elixir. I should keep the mongoose elixir. So I think I'll send these potions to Alma. I am sorry that watching me makes you want World of War. It is not my intention.
Watch your back.
Watching me makes me want to not play World of War. Send a care package to Baumer, so not Boomer. Please have some potions on her. Yeah. Gotta send these. I might just wait till I can do this one more time. Might get a Grom's Blood. Hopefully we get Marrow Grain, but might get a Grom's Blood. Wait. About to say, Francie's looking pretty good now, isn't it? Grey. Still haven't replaced the chest set we've had for nearly 30 levels. Like, I equipped this when I first hit 24. We're almost 54. I did get a Grom's Blood, look at that. I'm like a Farseer. If anyone doubts my future reading prowess, just gotta pay closer attention. Like when my friends were here, we went and saw some penguins, because there's little like blue penguins that roam the shores of New Zealand, so some towns have the ability to see penguins just because you want to, which is pretty nice. But I decided to just stand at a point. I'd never been there. I decided to stand at a point, and somehow it managed to be the literal best spot.
What's on your mind?
And then
Be good.
a little later we moved on from that spot. And we ended up standing at another spot, and a penguin came right up to like the barrier and posed for us. It was like, it had its back turned to us, but it kept turning towards us with its head, so it was doing like runway poses and stuff, which was crazy. And I'm like, man, how did we manage to get the literal best spot twice? Just some intuition stuff that I decided to, you know, immediately stand at those places. Now I'm getting Grom's blood when I say I'm getting Grom's blood. Next packet, I want free marrow grain, please. We are 62,000 away from leveling. We are going to be 56-ish away from leveling after this. Pretty good. It is just going to be like a grind, though. I'm just going to grind some mobs to do it. Finish us off. Might as well. See if we can get some good loot. Maybe some more Grom's blood, stuff like that. Maybe an epic. I'm sure an epic will drop. My lips are getting a bit dry again. Yeah. Ever since I got sunburnt really badly, my lips have been just fucked. And it was like over a year ago. Almost 2 years ago. Probably was 2 years. I never had dry lips before then. But now they're always like rough. Don't get sunburned, kids. Actually started using some new sunscreen that basically works like a moisturizer. Like, I'm using it also just when I'm not even going outside, just to moisturize my face. And it's been pretty good. I think my face looks much better. But also, this sunscreen, I don't tan with it. Like, it's too good, you know? It blocks all the UV. There's no tanning either. Like, I like getting the tan on. Gonna be pale. Outside in the sun. But it's pretty good. It's always good to find a good sunscreen that you can actually rely on, because a lot of them, you know, they kind of lie on the box or whatever. Like, this is UV 50 plus, and then it's, or SPF 50 plus, and then it's like 12. Something like that. My friend actually did not adhere my advice with sunscreen when he came to my town. He didn't have to wear sunscreen the whole New Zealand trip. But as soon as he got to the town that I live, he got sunburned. I was like, mate, I told you, you need your sunscreen down here. That hole in the ozone layer, yeah, that fucks us. We're basically directly under it. Pretty fun. Ding a bing. Not billing. This is how I read it. We're closing in on Francie at least. One more character done before the end of the year. Gonna feel good. I don't know if I'll be playing Friend at all this year, but we are only like 8 days away from being the end of this year, so whether we do or not, it doesn't matter. Also, Francie is the first of the Medley characters over 5 days played. Nice. That's why it's taken so damn long to level and make videos now. Especially because I'm not playing that much. I don't even know if I'll finish the hardcore mode. I want to. I would like to finish the hardcore medley for the people that are, you know, been supporting it and watching it play. But I'm not sure what next year will bring exactly, and I want to kind of prep to go back to school. Probably not going back to school next year. But I thought about it a bit too late, I feel. That would be quite tough to get everything prepared before, you know, January. But 2027, probably. I think next year is just going to be a hard year of working, so I can make as much money as possible to support the fact that schooling is going to cost me like over $20,000 for 3 years. You know? Work as hard as possible so we don't need to work while we're at school. Basically. That's the point. Then start a new career that doesn't need to worry about AI taking it. But I think it will be a fun challenge no matter what, because I never went to uni or anything. I didn't really do any higher than high school education. Like, everything I learned about graphic design and anything else I've done in my life afterwards, like after high school, has been YouTube tutorials. I'm gonna be honest. I learned photography, graphic design, web design, like cyber security, pretty much everything from YouTube tutorials. Coding? Been pretty good. But I think getting a bachelor's degree would be pretty cool, because it's something I haven't done. And like I told my friend, 40 is the new 20. Because even when you're in your 40s, you've still got like 30 years of working ahead of you, right? Especially as a millennial. Owning a house? Retiring? Ha. Yeah, right. Although I must say the people I ran into from my high school, they're pretty well off for themselves. They've owned a few houses already. But I mean, most of the people I went to high school with did come from a rich families. Not that surprising. I always thought I was the poor quota, you know? Every year they gotta add a certain amount of poor people that can't actually afford going to the school. I was one of them. Like, my parents definitely didn't have to pay for the full amount of the fees. I don't even know why I went to that school. Like, when high school was rolling around, I think like one of my teachers from primary school made some arrangements to get me in. It was nice. I did have one good teacher in primary school that was like, you know, looking out for me, trying to help me become the best person I would have been if I didn't play World of Warcraft. So I hope she's doing well. Yeah, I mean, you gotta pay for school. It's always school fees, right? They say from age 0 to 18, you're probably gonna spend over $1 million on a child with schooling and all the other stuff. Probably even more now. You gotta go back to school to see how much fees are. That would be nice. I mean, it's probably different everywhere in the world, right? I assume if there were any Americans here, they could tell us, but I assume they probably spend like thousands of dollars on schooling every year because nothing's free over there. I mean, look at their hospital system. Have a heart attack, $100,000. Land of the free? Where? Can't afford to die. It costs too much to die. I can't afford that. My family will be paying that for generations. But yeah, I don't think school fees are like that expensive over here. Well, they weren't when I was in school 20 years ago. 30 to 20 years ago, depending on where you're looking. I'd assume they've probably gone up, but I'm not 100% sure how much they are. But I think a lot of it is probably just to cover the cost of, you know, paying teachers and whatever. They don't make enough money already, teachers. I feel like they are so underpaid for what they have to deal with. I could never be a teacher of students in a classroom. Like, I've mentored a few young people when it comes to graphic design, but in a classroom setting, I would die. having 30 screaming children, counting 6, 7 and stuff like that. Like, no. You couldn't pay me enough to do that.
Goddess want your
Leave that
go in
for now.
peace.
Now I want to fly back down to Ungar Crater. Go grind our 57,000 experience. Hoping though that I find some more marrow grain on the way, so maybe the end of Francie will be just fly up here and hand it in. But I might also need some more packets of seeds. Maybe I should go get some anyway. Can I get packets down here? Like I could. Give it a try. $57,000 experience to grind though. We are 111010. Speaking of glitching the matrix, that's just code, man. There is actually something funny that happens sometimes when I wake up. You know how in the movie The Matrix you see like the code in green numbers? Sometimes when I wake up, I don't know why. Maybe I just think about The Matrix in that time, but sometimes when I wake up I do see code in numbers. Like, in my mind. I'm not sure I'm dreaming about the Matrix, or that's just like the dream is from the Matrix. But no, dreams are weird, aren't they? Sometimes they feel real. Dreams. Why we will never understand truly how the universe works, because it is too crazy. We don't even understand how the human brain actually works. It's like, it's too much. Kind of crazy how we have a brain and like, you know, I think it's over 80% of that brain we don't even really truly understand fully. And it's part of us. Isn't that weird? It just works. Todd Howard created the brain. Sometimes I do wake up and I see code. I don't know why, but it's interesting. So it's basically like my experience right now. 111010. The universe is created by basic math. Seconds until we get our last free marrow grain, so I can fly straight to Darnassus and end the quest in. What do you think, video game? Sounds good. King's blood. Blood of kings. I guess I will delete this Vidir elixir because I don't think I need it. I'm not going to go back to the graveyard and put myself on 1 HP for no reason, you know, so... I don't see a point in... That man is spinning. There must be a duo. Few people out here. Want to tank Sunken Temple? Quite a few people playing right now. Not unexpected because, you know,
Be careful.
people are probably on Christmas break, stuff like that. I was playing Warhammer Online a little bit last night, and I got messaged asking me how much for my name. Because in Warhammer Online, you can just, like, change your name, like, once every week, basically. So my name is Frankie. Just Frankie. No random letters or all that. I actually managed to somehow scoop up the name Frankie. So someone messaged me and said, how much for your name? Which I'm obviously not going to sell because it's my name. Like, I'm going to use it, motherfucker. But I thought it was quite funny. Because I think you can change your name once a week, and also, like, if you don't play for 3 months, the name gets, like, unreserved. So there probably was someone who had the name Frankie, but then I started the character when they hadn't been playing for a while, and I was just like, oh, okay, I can get my name, let's go. Someone will message me one day and say, hey, can I have my name back? I'll be like, what do you mean? This is my name. I was born with this name. Now, I'm sure by the time that would happen, I probably won't be playing anyway. I'm almost level 30 on that game. There's 40 levels until you're capped. I'm almost level 30. I've hit level 35 renown now. I probably will get to like 50 renown and then be like, alright, good enough. Seen what I needed to see. I did some PvE, you know, like that. Since it's not a game that has content coming all the time, it's low rolled because it's a private server run for free by some people as a like passion project. It's not like it's gonna be a game that I like commit thousands of hours to. Which is why I'm quite okay playing it. I wish my friends were like a little bit more enthusiastic about playing it, but they're WoW players. Whenever a new MMO comes around and they play it for like a day, they're like, alright, I'm going back to WoW. The fact that 4 of my friends played Final Fantasy and actually did a Savage tier with me was surprising. Like, they actually managed to get to level 80. And we managed to do the first tier of Endwalker together. But a lot more people than 4 started. And got, like, you know, A Realm Reborn was too much work for them. Which is fair, because A Realm Reborn is one of the worst parts of video game, especially back before they streamlined it. Like, for me it was okay because I was exploring a new MMO, I was like having fun with new content. I don't mind taking it slow, but some people, when you gotta run backwards and forwards and talk to people, that's too much. WoW players are very bad at doing Final Fantasy quests. Because a lot of Final Fantasy quests is just like, run over here, talk to that guy, run there, talk to that guy, run there, talk to that guy. And because a lot of WoW players come with the mentality of don't read the quest, skip everything, running backwards and forwards is like terrible for them, you know? So the few people I did convince to actually take their time and read the quest did manage to get to the end game. But a lot more of them were like, why would I read a quest? I like Around Reborn as well. I especially like Corvus. When all the political intrigue starts, you know? Houses of the elves and stuff like that. A few of my friends made it through Around Reborn, but then got to post Around Reborn, and you know how you start getting like no experience when you're doing post Around Reborn? For whatever reason, they didn't like the fact that they weren't getting experience. And they were like, why would I do quests and level when I'm not getting experience for doing them? Like, well, this is part of the post story. This is like not even go gain experience part. Like, I understood that, but for a lot of them, when they're going from, like, get 40k experience to, like, 2,000, it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, the WoW brain does fuck with you, I'm gonna be honest. Whenever you play a different MMO, you need to turn off your WoW brain. It's the first thing I tell people when they're WoW players. Turn off your WoW brain. Because it's so detrimental to have a WoW brain when you play a different game. But a lot of people aren't able to do it. Everything will be compared to World of Warcraft. Like one of my friends that I wanted to play Warhammer with, he first logged in and he's like, what the fuck is this? This looks shit. WoW looks much better. Like, well, obviously. This game's from 2008. Didn't get much polish after that because the game shut down. They never had like a graphical update, stuff like that, you know? That is one of the problems with MMOs. I never do it. I never really compare things to World of Warcraft because World of Warcraft shouldn't be compared to. Because, you know, when World of Warcraft first came out, I didn't compare World of Warcraft to RuneScape. That was the only other MMO I had played before WoW. Why would I compare it? They're totally different games. So I don't know why now that WoW's out, people are going to be like, oh, I've got to compare it to World of Warcraft. Kind of a bad thing to do, honestly. People can't help themselves. Wait, some seeds. Free marrow grain. Nice. I came here to buy some more seeds. I don't need them.
Peace be with you.
So, yeah, about that. I'll be leaving. We will use this last packet of seeds. But we're gonna go down to Ungro Crater. So right before we level, when we're within 4K experience, we'll head up to Darnassus and level up there. That will put us in a nice position start next time we have to play this character, which is going to be sometime next year. Unless I just don't stream. Could also happen. Depends on life. I also need to buy a new phone now. Because even though the 3G network hasn't been completely shut down yet, my phone will not receive any calls. So it's had a good run. About 13 years. But it's time to sunset it. So I'll probably get a new phone. Hopefully next week. When the Christmas rush has stopped, you know. Don't really like going out over Christmas into like stores and stuff because there's too many people. Everyone getting their last minute shopping and going crazy. Nah, I don't want to deal with that. Because I wasn't sure if it was working. So I tried to send a text message to someone and then it gave me an error that I hadn't seen. I was like, that's interesting. So I got someone to call me right in front of me and it went straight to voicemail. Like, okay, well, that's not great, but at least I know. Kind of sucks because the network's meant to be up until like March, but at least they can't call me about it anymore. They spam called me about the network closing and I just never answered. Maybe that's why they were like, oh, he's not even using it anyway, fuck it, take him off. Bastards. I've never really liked talking to people over the phone, so I'm not gonna answer like a call about something I already know about. Like, I'll answer people when it's important or for work, yeah. There are certain people I will always answer the phone to. But random people? Nah. Random numbers? Nope. Never gonna answer those. Like, I never get spam calls because I just don't answer them. Can't scam me because I never answer. we are going to grind. Just over 50k experience now. Exactly. The unscammable. That's my title. Can you see it over my head? Got Frankie, the unscammable. I can see it, so hopefully you guys can. Fancy, let's blast these fellas. End on a high, get an epic drop. At least the ones that are 54 are worth 650 experience. So even though it's like a lot of experience that we need, it's only gonna be like, you know, 100 mobs. It'll go quite fast. Compared to leveling or like questing, which we would be moving around the map for, so I think this will be quicker. I love when I charge and get immediately disarmed. Francie's not unscammable. She loses her weapon every time. Don't know black sludge. I don't even remember what black sludge does, but I'm pretty sure it's like a weapon swing slower. I don't want to deal with that. And perhaps we can find a Grom's blood or two from the... At least Francie's here on a mission, right? Our damage is pretty nice right now. It's always good when she actually wakes up and gets some crits. She'd be blasted right now. Considering we find mobs that are sometimes a level higher as a warrior, and sometimes that is painful. It doesn't feel very painful right now. It's pretty nice, actually. Sometimes you just miss all your routine. Right when I was gonna Mortal Strike. Didn't get disarmed, he would be dead. At least our unarmed skill is quite high because we farmed those snake people in Foralis for quite some time. So unarmed is over 200, which is pretty high for this time. That had some strength on it. We would have just found the chest upgrade after nearly 30 levels, but I am not going to wear that. It's rubbish. It's a lot of health. Don't get me wrong. An upgrade of like 150 health is pretty big, but I don't want to lose 28 attack power. Bit too much attack power to lose, I think. Another O. Very nice. I can pretty freely use my bandages now because I got a stack of rune cloth bandages and we have 39 extra rune cloth. What the fuck was that? Something moved over there. Did I see things? I don't know, but it looked like something was here. At the wrong time. See, like that, sometimes you're just fighting mobs and nothing happens. Warrior and missile your tanks. It happens. I'll be honest, the Whirlwind Axe hasn't been as bad as I thought it would be. It's been bad, but obviously it could be much better. But I thought it would have been much worse than what it's been. We are only really able to fight one mob at a time, so not like we're taking undue risks, but still an alright weapon. Not like we're absolutely dying because of our weapon, you know. Yeah, that is one thing that makes Classic WoW feel amazing. Every time you level, it's like, damn, this game gets so good and I feel so much more powerful. I mean, even in your level 50s, when you get like +2 strength, +2 stam, +1 agility when you level up, it's like, wow, that's a lot of stats. Because, you know, you don't have a whole ton of stats. We're running some pots which give +25 strength and agility, so we have a bit more, but like without those, we'd have just over like 200 strength. So getting 2 strength is still quite a good number. And then you get a talent point on top, which maybe gives you like 1% crit or something. It's pretty good. They really nailed the RPG increase in power every level of Classic WoW. Do you ever play a rogue in the future? That is one class that every level you get just feels like it ascends to a whole nother level of fun. And then there's like certain levels like level 30 and level 40 which you just gain so much more power because of a new talent. How does this keep getting better? I almost got Black Sludge because I was not focused. I ran last minute. But yes, it's really sick. I also like getting new abilities and new levels and talents. You know, you put in like a talent that gives you 1% crit every level for 5 levels, and it's like It's just 5% crit straight up. Like, that's crazy. Crazy bonus. Even as a old person who's played too much World of Warcraft, I still feel that too. So you'll be able to enjoy it for a while. Frost Mage as well is like super good talent tree, so enjoy that one. I think it's probably the second best talent tree in the game overall after Combat Rogue. There's so much power in it, so much good stuff. I think Arms Warrior is okay. Like, you don't really use Rend after, you know, 20 levels on the Warrior, so this talent's basically... But... some nice stuff. We get 5% crit here, and then we put 5% more crit in Cruelty, and it's like, that's 10% crit. That's why I like axes. Get a lot of crit. Right now I have 16.5% with a potion. So I think it's like 15.7 that one. Still pretty good. But, you know, without X-Peak and Cruelty, I'd have like 5% crit. Ugh. Sounds terrible. That sounds like when you first start the game. And even 15% happens a lot, right? Sometimes we get like 3 or 4 crits back to back. I really want to run over there to that guy. Well, trying to remember like where the devil saw pants exactly. One does like through here somewhere. Not 6, 7. I'm not gonna tell the cringy story from when my friend was here, but there were some teenagers playing mini golf at the same time we were playing mini golf. And yeah, my friend did something cringe. Even the teenagers cringed at him. He used to be a school teacher though, so you know. not that terrible with like youngsters. Has a easier time in rapport with them. But yeah, for us ancient beings, it was like cringe me. Ancient beings. 37, by the way. Kind of funny when I say I'm 37 to people in real life and they're like, what? It's like you get to see in real time that they thought I was in my 20s. Thank you. But that happens a lot in stream. But in real life it's a bit more funny because it's like see it on their face in real life. It's like, yes, I have aged well. A lot of the people I went to high school with have also aged pretty well. Like, we basically, if we didn't have facial hair, the dudes, they would all look like they were still in high school. Like, our eyes and maybe some wrinkles on the forehead have changed, but overall, like the two people I ran into that I went to high school with basically look the exact same. That's why it only took me maybe 5 seconds to recognize the fella, even though he had shades on. That's why it took 5 seconds, because I couldn't see his eyes. Without the shades, it would have been instant. But his now wife, who was also in high school with us, like, they were dating in the last year of high school. That's why it was like, I know who these people are because I recognize her immediately. Sometime early next year, we're probably going to go fishing. So that's pretty cool, you know. We haven't really seen each other since high school, but catch up. Just more people to do social things with. How exciting. We kind of ran into each other at like the busiest time of the year, so it's like, well, we can't really catch up in December because it's family things and work things, you know. Everyone's busy in December. Start 2026 with a little catch up. Me. I'm not going to assume I can be friends with every person I went to high school with and was friends with in high school, because, you know, it's been 20 years, people have changed, but it's nice to just catch up with people and see how life treated them. Hear some war stories. And I'll be honest, throughout my 20s, I didn't really live much life, so it's always interesting to hear what other people got up to. I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft, and I had a lot of depression when I was in my 20s, so it wasn't the best time for me, but I mean, I did still get out there and, you know, live life. But there was a lot of it where I was like, what is even going on around me? Like, there was a time where my sister came back to New Zealand and, like, I didn't even know that she came back to New Zealand for a few years. So I was just like, shut in my room, living, sort of. And that's okay. Glad you were able to get your tombstones done. So running into the people that I probably would have spent my 20s with if I didn't leave New Zealand, it kind of works out. Because, you know, when you leave a country right after high school, it's like, how do you make new friends? You basically got to start over, right? So I'm glad I had World of Warcraft friends, because otherwise it would have been like, I am very lonely. While all of my other friends from high school were like hanging out and getting together, whatever. I didn't have that. I have always said if I was a bit more confident in myself, I wouldn't have gone to Australia with my parents. Back then I would have just stayed. I might have ended up in Australia at some point later on, but I would have just stayed and like maybe gone to university, something. But I did not. I went to Australia. I thought, you know, my parents know best. They will definitely help me with life. And then it turned out they did not give a shit about what happened with me. Honestly, it made it so much harder. The things I had to fight through. Not being a citizen of a country and trying to get things done was difficult. But I'm here now, and I'm much stronger for it. But as I say, 40 is the new 20. Hopefully in a few years' time, when I hit level 40 in real life, I'm feeling pretty good about life. With a lot of things going for me. Don't know how long I'll stay in New Zealand, but like I'll do my schooling here. Get my degree, all that stuff, and then I might just fucking piss off again. Really depends on what comes up though, doesn't it? I'd love to spend some time in Europe at some point. Because there's a lot of things to do in Europe, you know? One day you could be in, like, France, and the next day you're in Germany. Like, that sounds pretty cool. A lot of different cultures to see. Always been interested in spending some time over there. And have not had the means to because, well, I grew up very poor. And even though that has sort of changed throughout life, I still always hold on to the money. Because you never know. And now with things being like different going forward, because I'm like, I want to go back to school. I kind of want to have the money just in case. But perhaps I might treat myself to some sort of holiday next year before I start doing that. We will see. Maybe go see the family that is still in Australia. See my niece and nephew again that should be much bigger than I remember them. Especially my nephew, since he was like, I think 3 the last time I saw him, so he'll be in school now, and his father's like an absolute giant, so I wouldn't be surprised if he also becomes an absolute giant. So he might be like 6 or 7. When I next see him, and he'll be like taller than me, probably. It was a good one though, wasn't it? Like, it worked. It worked so well. 57 shaman killing the... Surely not grinding experience like I am. 32,000 to go, by the way. Oh, 11 essence. I'm not 100% sure what those are for. In terms of things that I can do in the medley, but it's a nice drop. Especially from these guys, like that doesn't happen a lot. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating my humor just a little bit. Even though I delved into the zoomy humor with it. Wasn't mine, I stole it. If I had like teenage children, I would have so much fun with doing stuff like that though. I would make them stop saying things a lot because of stuff like that. It would be like a source of enjoyment throughout my day, you know, just trolling my kids. But I think that's the duty of every father, so yeah. I get it. Even as not a father, I get it. Don't remember if my father ever like trolled me because of things that I said. Maybe. But see, I grew up with a lot of like World of Warcraft lingo, and my father also played World of Warcraft, so he also used the same lingo. So I don't know if he ever like made fun of me for it, because we were both playing World of Warcraft. At least in my teenage years, right? But before that, I don't remember what I said. There's probably some things that you can't really say these days that I said when I was a young lad, because now they are more... Like, it wasn't racism, but you know, back in the 90s, you used to say some things that people don't really allow you to say these days, because it's just how it was back then. Like, it was never seen as like hate speech to say things in the 90s that you now would say, and people would be like, what the fuck? So there was probably some of that. Basically. That's how a lot of people probably view it. Like, people could, you know, you could call someone something and they wouldn't get offended over it. But now people are offended by a lot of things that don't even affect them, so I just don't even say things. Because you never know, right? Like, people getting offended by things that are like so far apart from their world, it's weird behavior, but whatever. It's the world we live in. Everything's about optics these days, isn't it? I actually found a school photo. I guess my parents paid for the school photos back when I was in primary school. You know, they were proud of their children at school or whatever. I don't know. But I found the school photo from like when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And there was a person that I went to school with that I remember because he was like one of my close friends back in the day. And we were like riding bikes together down the street and stuff like that, just yelling at people. And they'd yell at us back, and we were like kids, and it was like kind of a funny memory to have. Because these days you couldn't do that, you know? Would never live in these things. Crazy. But yeah, I found that photo a few days ago, and I was like, holy shit, I remember that guy. And then I remembered that. Kind of funny when you see people who you remember throughout life and you're just like, yeah, I remember them. But you don't really think about them before that, you know? Actually crazy how that happens. Like, I'm assuming the people that I ran into that I went to high school with probably haven't thought about me that much over the years, but as soon as they saw me, they were like, I know that guy. Because if they have thought about me throughout the years, they thank you, but also it's a little strange. There are very few people I went to high school with that I've thought about throughout the years, you know? Like, there have been people who left lasting impressions upon me and they were good people and stuff like that, but other than that, like, why would I? Even like close friends from high school, I didn't really think about that much throughout the years. That's why it was strange just to immediately be recognized, but it's not that hard to recognize me if you know about that. Like, this has been here for quite some time, you know, throughout my whole life. $24,000 experience to go, so just 20,000 on mobs. We're almost done. Considering the speed we're going, we might actually be done within the hour of potions. Oh, which is pretty nice. But I do feel like I might need to go toilet, so I need to log out for a moment. I don't really want to log into a different layer though, that's the problem. I think 2026 will be a good year though, because you know, one of the Paul brothers and Andrew Tate both got knocked out the same day in a boxing match, so that's a good end to 2025. So I feel like 2026, you know, we might swing back around. It's been about 10 years since Harambe happened, so maybe it's finally the world will start healing. Might go back to the normal timeline instead of this fucking weird alternate reality we've been living for 10 years. We'll see. You know, when a couple of alpha males get knocked out same day. Pretty sick. Serenity Belt. That is a pretty good rocket bout, I would say, isn't it? 17 intellect for the mage. That's pretty nice. It might also be a pretty good bout for Friend, however. And she is the next character to be played, so I think I'll send it to her and we'll pick it out. That's gonna have to go in the video now, me talking about Andrew Tate being knocked out, and then I get blue. The alpha male stuff is like the most cringe thing on the internet. I'm gonna be honest. I can't believe there are people who pay like thousands of dollars to go to like alpha male training just to get yelled at by some person who's grifting them. Like, that is probably the least alpha thing you can actually do with your money, but people do it. There are my thoughts on it. Like, I've never been to no alpha male camp and I'm way more alpha male than those people. But I don't try, you know, I'm just a dude, just a guy that's living my life. I don't try to be alpha. No reason to be. Another living essence, holy shit. I just be a good person to people. If I need to step up and be assertive at a random time in my life, I can do that also. There's very few times where I've had to like raise my voice and yell at someone in real life. But every time I do, it's like, I mean it, you know? But holy shit. Whenever you hear Frankie yell at you, it's like, oof. Because it's like a last resort. Raising my voice. This is my last resort. If things can't be like dealt with without it, you know. I feel like in this timeline there's a lot of people that's their first resort, like, you know, they have to raise their voice to feel like they're bigger and better than the other person when it comes to like arguments or whatever. It's kind of weird. Kill them with kindness is my motto. I was gonna try and grade that, but I had to run away. I was probably gonna and a little potion. Put the rune cloth bandages on the bar now. I will probably do my best to not use them. Need 19,000 experience. But I think we're about somewhere between 20 to 30 mobs away from leveling. And at least we found a blue. It's not an epic, but, you know, it's something. Bastard. I think he disarmed me after my Mortal Strike at least, so I did get it off, but I think it missed. I really feel like I need to pee, so after this mob I might run over there and go toilet in the bushes. Character immersion, right? Let's kill this one first. He's here, he's alive, might as well kill him. I do have quite some ungrow soil. So I might also send that to friend, since we can just send it down the line freely. East blue. Level 1 herb. What's it doing here? Alright, we've got 2 bars to go, which is just over 12,000 experience because we've got that one quest to hand in and done. So I'm gonna log out though. I really need to pee. I'm literally about to piss. Like, it wants to come out. Let's have a drink one time beforehand. Maybe get some extra. I'll be back in a few minutes. Might also grab something to eat, so maybe a few more minutes. Hello. Alright. Let's get this done. Finish Francie off. Good thing we're almost done because we are running out of XP. Hopefully I'm still on the same layer so I don't need to deal with any extra people. It's the worst thing about logging out sometimes in Classic WoW. You just go on to a new layer. If you're on a good one, you go on to a new one and it's like 100 people here. 54% extra attack speed, or like 5.5 seconds. I might just go sell some items. I was definitely looking on my second monitor. I'm also slower. Is one of the worst debuffs in the world. Ugh. But it's so easy to avoid if I just pay attention to the screen.
I got the best deal anywhere.
Problem with going AFK for a moment, right? You lose all your focus. Sell that because it's that good. Colin Sampson. Send that to Baumer. Okay. By the time we get back there, the debuff will be running out because we're so freaking slow right now. We just need to get 13,000 experience. Which is somewhere around 20 mobs. Waiting. Going. Alright, we'll pay attention now. I had to happen eventually, like, you know, every time I look at the second monitor, read chat, whatever, when I'm fighting one of these guys, there's a chance of it happening. Pretty fast cast when you're not looking. The fact that it took that long for it to happen, quite impressive actually. Lips are so dry, I keep licking them. They're just dry. I like it. Do not have some like chapstick or whatever on hand, so have to deal with it for now. Bricks. Keep it going. Eat the quail. Made quite a bit of gold from here too. I had about 80 when I first came back here. Even gold from the grind's not bad. I wouldn't consider these mobs to be like good money grinding mobs, you know? Unless Living Essence is worth like 20 gold. Not for us because we can't sell it, but for like a normal person. For a non-account found or self-found person. Someone who respects their time. I respect my time, I just didn't when I started this medley. I thought I would have been finished the hardcore medley by the end of the year. But I had to move house twice. And decided to be a lot more social towards the end of the year than I usually would be, so yeah, a lot of things have gotten in the way of finishing this thing, huh? I mean, I haven't even finished editing Lena's video, which, you know, Lena's been finished her leg of the medley now for 2 to 3 weeks, but I haven't finished it because I just haven't had the time to sit there and edit a video like I normally would. I've been filling it with other things. I'll probably get some time to finish it within the next week though, so maybe I'll release it before the new year. Not gonna happen this week, obviously. But there's generally a period over Christmas where you just chill. You've eaten too much, you just want to chill out and not see anyone, you know. You've had all your social interaction, had all your food, it's like, alright, you're gonna take a few days off to rest before New Year's. So maybe I'll edit the video then. To those people who have been, you know, waiting for the video, I'm sorry it hasn't come yet. It'll come when it comes. Even if it's next year. Because there's probably some people that don't watch my Twitch and they only watch my YouTube videos and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? They have no idea what's been going on in the background. They just want their videos. I haven't lost any subs on YouTube for the last month though, so I guess they can't be too upset. The only problem is by the time I do make the video again, it's probably going to get like 10 views because the algorithm isn't even going to like recognize it as a video. It's just going to be like, you haven't made a video in so long, we don't see you anymore, you are invisible. It's the problem with YouTube these days. You don't constantly just make shitty videos for people to enjoy every single day. It's like, you're not a content creator. We will not show your video. That's why there's a bunch of AI slop channels these days, because it's just like instant content, right? Always love when I click on a video that looks interesting and then I hear AI voice and AI pictures and I'm like, oh, I'm not watching this shit. Like, it looked interesting, but no, not for me, thanks. it's also getting quite hard to not be fooled by it. The voice is generally quite obvious for now, but I'm assuming like eventually AI voices will sound more human. But like the graphic details and fidelity and all that, like that is getting way hard to see through these days. Even as a millennial who grew up with the internet. Feel bad for the boomers and the zoomers. The iPad kids. Their whole world's gonna be AI. It's one thing I dislike about parenting these days. Like, you know, people say that children are terrible, but parents are also terrible. Like, the children are terrible because the parents don't actually look after them, you know. They just give them their iPad or their computer and whatever and just say, alright, have fun. That's terrible parenting. It always starts at the top. So people blame kids, but they should actually be blaming parents. But there's also a part of that that comes from, you know, the expenses of living these days. I feel like the whole system of society right now is just set up to fail in every single way, and eventually it might. But I'm sure it's by design because, you know, rich people. Rich people like him power over the poor people throughout history. But I feel bad for like young people these days because, you know, they might be shitters, but there's a reason behind it, so I feel bad that they're gonna grow up and like probably still being a shitter because they didn't actually have a parent that kid. But fuck. Eventually, I think I would like to maybe not like a full-on guidance counselor sort of thing, but I think I would be pretty good at it. See what happens. Because there's going to be a lot of Zoomers out there that need it. But how do I life? Get it? We are about 3,000 experience from being done with this grind. Very exciting. Like I said, we'll probably be done about the time our potions run out, and it looks like it's gonna be true. Like an epic though. You know, find another blue is cool, but I found like 30 of them. It's not even that cool anymore. It's like, another one. I remember when we found our first blue, and even though it sucked, it was like, holy shit, a blue. And then we found another one, it was like, yeah, another one. And then we found like 10 more, and I was like, oh, it's kind of boring now. Found too many. It's basically the same with anything in life though, you get too much of it, right? And it starts being boring. It's like World of Warcraft. That's why when I do a raid fight in WoW now, it's not that exciting. It's like, oh, whatever. I've killed many raid battles over 20 years of playing the game. Like, why would I want to raid? To hang out with people? I can hang out with them if I'm not raiding as well. There's nothing that stops you from going into Discord and just hanging out with your raid while you're not in the raid, you know? I feel like that would be about the same for me as actually playing in it. Most of my satisfaction with raiding over the last like 5, maybe even 10 years came from other people being super excited about killing a battle. Like when I cleared my first ultimate in Final Fantasy, it was like, yeah, cool, just another fight down. But other people were like, yeah, let's go. Like panicking in the last 5%, you know, heavy breathing, stuff like that. Like that's what excites me. Other people being excited about it. I don't really need to be there to have that. That's why I'm not going to play the next WoW expansion. Amongst other things. Definitely not getting black sludge as we run away. Could I just hurf from here? I'm gonna go down Asses, but I think it might be faster to just hurf. Yeah, within the experience needed now, I believe. If I can math correct, we're done. Hopefully I can math correctly. Be kind of awkward. I was never good at math, but I feel like I'm much better at it now. I still don't know how to algebra. Maybe I should learn? I don't know how it would help me though. Do nurses have to know algebra? I don't think. That's probably where I'm going. My next career. I would do chemistry and like health sciences and go into like maybe becoming a doctor and stuff, but I think that will take too long and I'll basically be dead by the time I get those qualifications. So nursing is like the middle ground. Plus, I think some doctors are going to be replaced by AI, so it's always a scary thing. You know, there's some things that you do as a doctor, and it's like, we don't really need you anymore for that. We can just do it on the computer. Good to go. Like the hands-on jobs that require human interaction, yeah, still need, but not all of them. I'll send this to friend, like I said. I don't know if we'll use it on her, but 17 intellect is huge. It would be better on Grocket. Probably. But, you know, the druid kind of needs the mana more than the mage. How long did this level take? 4 hours, 45 minutes, 43 seconds when I... That was almost. If I had looked 1 minute earlier, could have been a 44. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I've noticed synchronized numbers in my life for like 18 years now. But I'm hearing a lot more people talk about it recently. Like, I was on my walk the other day, I walked past some people riding some bikes. They were like, oh, I saw 222 on the clock before. I'm like, damn. Everyone's in on it now. I've always liked synchronized numbers, so I have noticed them a lot. When they pop up, I'm like, ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a pretty good time. I see that a lot too, yeah. I do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually I see it when I'm awake too late, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and I should go to bed. I'm like, okay, I'll go to bed. But like, we had Grocket hit him for 888. I think throughout this leg of France, she was hitting for 444. So it also happens in WoW, you know, quite a lot. But it is always funny to hear about other people in the world talking about that sort of stuff. Random people. I guess that happens when you go outside more, though. You hear people talk about things. Why that guy didn't fight those upgrades? Too scary for him. Anyone for Anaya? Is she up? Every time I'm in Darkshore questing, I never see Anaya. Like, she doesn't exist. I think I did kill her a few times in the Medley. But there were so many characters that I went there, tried to do that quest, and it's like, she does not exist. Not anywhere. There's no body, there's no being. It's like, is she even a mob these days? Like, did they delete her from the game? So asking if anyone's down to kill her is kind of funny for me, because better have seen her before asking, or else I might be waiting 30 minutes. I've only been streaming 3 hours. I already feel like it's bedtime. I did wake up early today though because I wanted to like get a good stream in and, you know, not start too late. Since it's probably one of the last streams of the year and definitely the only one this week. Boo boo boo. Dwarf only guild? That's racist. Can't believe it. Alright, let's just make sure we've got everything loaded in the inventory for next time we play Francie, which is probably gonna be quite some time away. Live in Essence. What's it for? Is there anything I'll be able to make out of it? A lot of like 300 items. That we'll probably not get. Otherwise, nothing really. Maybe we'll send it to Grocket. He'll probably have the most opportunity to make anything out of it. But he probably won't, so see. Alright, that can go to friend. Go to Bama. Go to Lena. Also, the soil can go to friend. Rocket. Delete this pouch after I hand in the quest. I don't know if it will like get rid of the quest. Gotta go up to... oh no, don't go up to him. Alright, Francie. It is up. I thought it was the guy back there. Francie is about to hit 54. It's taken some time because I haven't really been playing, but we've got her there. Let's check the gear first. We got a few upgrades over this stint. Like found some nice plate of the beer. Still haven't replaced this chest that I got 30 levels ago. And haven't been able to make any Imperial plate yet, so we don't have our full-on amazing gear yet. But overall, other than Whirlwind Axe, I think the gear's pretty good. Let's level up.
I am honored. May the stars guide you. Goddess.
Yay! Put our point in piercing hell now. We'll actually have to put that on the bar somewhere. Like put it there. So that level I got 2 strength, 2 agility, 2 stam, 1 intellect, 1 spirit for leveling. Obviously the intellect isn't very helpful. But like that's a lot of stats, right? Let's see what's in this box. Nothing too important, because we can't send it anyway. But we do have a restorative potion. And an oil of immolation. Those are 2 items that I will keep. Yes, the greater intellect as well. And we'll keep the scrolls. Can't send them because Francie leveled, so they're locked into this character now, but next time.
Hello. What brings you here?
Alright, the next character we have up is the druid, the Boomkin. Gotta get to level 55 with that. It might be difficult. We'll see. That would be to get to it. Not yet though. Doing that right now. That's just for YouTube. Because first, I'm going to check all the mail on the characters because this is the only stream this week anyway. So might as well do it today. Even though we checked the mail on Friday last week, you never know. Might have sent some stuff. We did send some stuff obviously to some characters. And I'm also going to take a screenshot on Lena. And I think I want to do that in Bellwood. Rocket has so many Heart of the Wild. We needed a lot of Heart of the Wild to get Dreamweave, but now we've got so much. Kinda crazy how things change. Right, so we want to go to Fairwood, which is quite far away. But it's not as far as Unguro at least, so let's head on over there. We're obviously not allowed to level this character right now. But I am allowed to take a screenshot. Otherwise I won't have a screenshot for the thumbnail. I wonder if I should take a screenshot of the sword on the back. Maybe we'll just pull it out. Always pull it out. You don't want to be in debt your whole life? Always pull it out. True story. What the hell? The hell are you talking about? I think that means dungeon quest, yeah. Yeah. For like 55D, it'd be a dungeon quest. I haven't really picked up dungeon quests in this on this medley, so it's like, what does it mean? Been so long since I've done a dungeon. Like, I've got one character on this server that I've been run dungeons on, but I haven't played that character for like 2 months now because a couple of my friends decided they wanted to stop leveling. Well, one of them's account ran out of time, so... The other guy... So I got a 54 and a 55 warrior now. That's kind of funny. And neither of them have engineering. But according to a lot of people on the internet, engineering is mandatory to hit level 60 on. Unless I'm gonna die in the next like 5 levels. I disagree. I might die in the next 6 levels. We'll see. I wouldn't mind having another character die in the Medley, like in the 50s, because that gives us a little bit of drama towards the end of the series, you know? Like, Garland died quite some time ago now. 43. I think that was during the last league. But in terms of, like, how long we've played since then, it's been months. So having another character fall in the 50s would actually be pretty good for content. I'm not going to make it happen. But if it happened, you know, it would actually be okay. Exodia. When I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I actually had a piece of Exodia. I think it was one of the arms. I've got to look up the Exodia pieces. Can't remember what they were. So you have the right arm, the right leg, left leg, arm, main card. I think I had one of the arms of Exodia. Useless, because you don't have the full thing, right? You need 5 cards to play that, basically, but it was kind of cool to have a piece. Also had a Hollow Dark Magician Girl, which was a pretty sick card. I think it was my favorite card out of all my like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards, was my Hollow Dark Magician Girl. Can't say just Dark Magician, because there is actually there's 2. But being that I was a teenager when I moved to Australia still, I decided to just throw them away. I didn't think they would ever be worth any money. So I did not keep my Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards. What can I say? See a pretty lady? Like what I see. Speaking of ladies, when I was on my walk over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday walk, I don't remember which one, I was walking up the road and there was this girl like cleaning her car, and I don't know if she saw me, but I feel like she probably did, because, you know, I was walking down the road for about 2 minutes before it. But just about right when I was approaching her, you know, gonna walk past, she bent over in her car, just like getting stuff out of it, and I'm just like, why did she have to wait until I was like right there for that to... Was she trying to make me excited? I don't know. But I appreciated it. wasn't wearing like yoga pants, but they were basically the similar type. Like they were just black pants that were not like yoga pants, but similar. So lucky me, I guess. I don't know why, though, but hey. Sometimes the universe smiles upon you. Stop speaking. When I was walking past, I was just like, what the f- He was just going about cleaning their car and stuff, but then just happened to do that at basically the time when I was there. Is what it is. $140 agility, that's a lot. Got less crit than I have on my warrior though. Edge. Because we've only got one crit talent on the rogue. Alright, we run to Fairwood, we take a screenshot. Don't know where. Just in Fairwood. Pull the sword out. We can get a nice Phantom Blade screenshot. And then we'll jump on to Balmer. Then we'll jump on to Frand. Get her last because she is the next character we're going to be playing. And we're pretty much done for today. I don't think I can really get too much stuff done on the druid that would be helpful towards, you know, getting the rest of the experience back. If I wanted to stream another day this week, it would be quite good for rested. But I don't. Because tomorrow I've got some last minute Christmas stuff to do. Like, you know, shop for myself or whatever. And then it's Christmas Day. Then it's Boxing Day. And then it's the weekend. And then soon after that it's New Year's. Schedule wise, I'm not going to schedule anything when it comes to stream for the next 2 weeks. So you'll either see me or you won't. For the new year. But I'm sure everyone else has, you know, life to deal with, you know. Go see your family, give your mum a hug, whatever. Give a random person a hug. I sometimes feel like, you know, everyone needs a hug. I want to get a shirt that says, if you need a hug, let me know. Something like that. You know, there's a lot of people out there that don't get hugs. A lot of men out there that don't get hugs. More specifically. Sometimes we need one. Doesn't matter who it comes from. It's just nice. Might help with the mental health of society. You know? If everyone just gave out free hugs. Oh, it's taken so long to ride up to Foulwood. It's like we've already done it once today, and it's like... I think I might try to play a little bit of Warhammer Online tonight and get to maybe level 30. If I get to level 30, then maybe I will do some more PvE stuff in the game. Doing both. Mainly PvPing. Why my voice didn't want to say the V. But also the PvE is pretty good. Read a lot. Story. Nice. Alright, we took a screenshot here on Elia. Fast. Just a wolf, and he's so fast. Kind of crazy to not have a mount at level 60, gonna be honest. Just because you're a shaman. Seems a bit much, honestly. Maybe a screenshot in front of this tree might go hard. Phantom Blade has to be one of the main angles. Bit of this one. That way for sure. Screen captured, screen captured, screen captured. I don't know who designed the print screen button in that way, but it's... like, who thought it would be a good idea when you take a screenshot in a video game to just have screen captured spammed all over the screen? Some idiot. But we got our screenshot now. Alright, Balmer. And then friend. We all have to take these. The next time we play Balmer is probably going to be... I don't know, it might be within 30 days, but it might. Free. Twitch stream duration. Alright, how are we going to wear this belt on here? 1 extra stam, 7 extra int. Better than that. You can actually equip our Dreamweave Circlet now as well. We are losing some stam and int 4. So I think we're in that belt is... Right. How are we looking? Should I wear the Dreamweave Circlet as like a big green button on our head? You know, we press it and we cast healing spells. We doing full dream weave on this? Beast, gloves, helm, yes.
I got what you.
There's no like set bonus for it though. Rid of this about. Got an upgrade. And we shouldn't really. Also stocked up on potions
Glad I could help.
on this character now. Where's my travel for?
Time is money, friend.
Money. Alright, we'll keep 5 of these on us. 5 of those. Don't have many sage fish delights left, so I did not want to go fishing again. I'm gonna put those in here until 0. Mana potion. But
Keep it real.
now, what were we doing on the druid last time? Naris. One quest here. Ferellis, have we done? I think so. I remember doing it. Timbermore reap grinding, possibly. Searing Gorge. Haven't really done. Okay. So we are quite low on quests on Frayne, so we'll probably first thing we do on her when we get into it is probably gonna be grinding Timbermore reap. But grinding for a whole level. Because she doesn't have a lot of quests. We're not going to do that today because I'm... But... Thanks for joining me today. Hope you all had a good time. Hope you have a great night or day depending on where you are in the world. And a great Christmas. Whether or not you celebrate it. Have a good time over the holiday period. And like I said, not sure if I'll be back before next year, so I'll see you guys when I see you. I will try to get Lena's video done for the next week so I can put it out next week, I guess, depending on what day everything's happening. I don't want to put it out on like New Year's Day, you know? But I'll try to get it done. Been like a month since there was a YouTube video. I'll see you guys when I see you next. Have a good one, because it's going to be a while. Stay safe and enjoy whatever you enjoy over the next few weeks. Bye.